Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture we're going to talk about the image menu keyboard shortcuts. So let's head over to Photoshop if you're not already there. I actually still have Untitled 4 up on the screen here, so I'm going to hit Control S to save because I see this little star here, which means I need to save. So I'm going to hit OK. And we're going to talk about this menu right here. So they have quite a few shortcuts here. There's some in there. So in adjustments, so we're going to be doing a couple of adjustments first. Then we're going to do auto tone and then image size and canvas size. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be this lecture. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give this kind of a wild background. So I'm going to unlock this layer. I'm going to give it a red background with yellow. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the adjustments. Okay, and so we're going to adjust the levels. So I'm going to hit Control L, and we're going to put this on preview. And what you can do is when we start moving stuff around here, you can see what's going on over here. Okay, that's why I picked a darker color, because it's easier to see what we're doing. So if I go like this and move this way, then you can see, okay, that's what it's doing. All right, so if I hit OK and then save that, that's the levels. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control M to go to the curves. Okay, and same thing, we're going to leave the preview on, and then we're just going to move stuff around, and you're going to see it's going to change the color. Okay, so we can move it a little bit up or down. We can also move it this way as well. Okay, so that's the curves. The next thing we're going to talk about is Control U, which is the hue and saturation. So you can really change this up a lot just with the hue and saturation. So we can make it darker, and we can go this way, you know. Okay, and hit OK. Then we can do color balance. So if I hit Control B, now we can do color balance. So I can move the colors this way, that way. So I can go lighter. There you go. Okay, I'll hit OK. We can also do black and white. So if I do Alt-Shift-Control and B, then what it's going to do is make the background black or a darker color, and then you can edit the, you can still edit it more, but it essentially is making it that color, black and white. Or darkening it, I should say. To invert, we're going to hit Control I. Okay, so invert is going to do the opposite of what we have there. So I'm going to hit Control Z to undo that. To desaturate, we're going to hit Shift Control U. Supposedly that worked. Let me see something. Yep, that worked. Okay, I wanted to make sure. To do auto tone, we're going to do Shift Control L. Okay, now this is not really a good image for that, so what I want to do is hit Control N. We're going to do Untitled 5, and I'm going to give this kind of a, let's make a new layer here. I'm going to grab the brush, and I'm going to do this and that. And then let's do the background. I'm going to unlock that. We're going to go to a gradient and just kind of do that. And then we'll change this. I'm going to delete this one. Yes. And then I'm going to make a new layer and give it a white brush and then do that. Okay, now we're going to do auto tone. So if we do Shift Control L, it's going to auto tone this. Now, this is really better for an image. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to go to your favorite web browser, whatever that is, Google Chrome, Firefox. We're going to go to Google, and I'm going to type in landscape. Okay, and we're going to go to images and just grab this image here. Okay, I'm going to save as right to the desktop. Close out your browser and then hit Control O and bring the photo in. There you go. Beautiful. Now, if I do the same shortcut of Shift Control L, it's going to auto tone. So you can see what it did here. I'm going to hit Control Z to undo. Okay, so it set the auto tone. So I'm going to redo that. Okay. We can also do auto contrast. We can do Alt Shift Control L. Okay. And then Shift Control B for auto color. So you can see it changed it again. And if you didn't see it, I'll undo it. And then we'll redo what we just did so you can see it. Okay. So that is the keyboard shortcuts for adjustments and also for auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color. And it's really better for images that you've taken of an environment somewhere. This is not really a good use for those tools because there's nothing to auto tone. It's already got everything it needs. So I'm going to save this with Control S and then close this one out with Control W. And then this image, what I want to do is I want to look at the image size. So we're going to hit Alt Control L. Nope, that's the wrong one. Alt Control I. There we go. And you're going to see the image size here. So we have the original size and it's in inches right now. So if we want to change that to pixels, it's 1,000 pixels by 667 pixels and it's 72 DPI, or the resolution is 72 dots per inch. So it's a lower res image. So I'm going to hit OK. Now, if we wanted to see the canvas size, we're going to hit Alt Control C. And now we can see what the size is, the canvas, so the background of this. So there's a differentiation between the canvas size and the image size. The canvas size, if I change this to 1200, okay, we're going to have space on the right and the left. And then if I hit Alt Control again and C, if I hit the right keys, there we go. And I did 1200 here. Okay, we're going to have space, the top and the bottom, everywhere because the image itself, this image, if we look at it again, Alt Control I, not L, I keep hitting L, my apologies. The width and the height of this is only 1200. Okay, now it's gone up, but when we looked at it before, it was not 1200 by 1200. So we can actually shrink this down. We can do 600 by 600, okay? And we keep the canvas the way it is, okay? So that's the difference between image size and canvas size. But again, I want to focus on the keyboard shortcuts, and that's why it's important to understand these, because if you're working with a lot of images, you want to use a lot of these keyboard shortcuts. You're going to use levels, curves, hue and saturation, color balance, black and white, invert, desaturate, auto tone, auto contrast, auto color are commonly used tools that quickly get your images where they need to be right away. And then if you have to adjust the image size or the canvas size, then you can do that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lecture.